There's
Hey.
just way too much to talk about today. Like,
Oh my
I was
God.
scanning my notes a little bit and I was like, there's just like, we could dissect so much about the human behavior that happened. Like, let's just start with Bachelor and then we'll go to Perfect Match. I'm just going to make an executive decision because
That's
the
totally fine with
human
me.
behavior in The Bachelor, I feel
Oh,
like we could talk about this forever. Like, so the episode starts out with like the little game thing, I think. Or was it a rose ceremony? I don't even remember. Maybe it was
I
the end
think
of the
we
rose. Matter.
saw, yeah, the end of the rose ceremony because we didn't know for sure who they were going to send home. And
Okay.
then we went into the game.
And
So
then
I
it went into the game that was like, in my opinion, an epic fail because I think what they did was they tried to design this game to like get people to be interested and other people like they all stood in that circle and didn't know like each other's answers, and then if they were compatible with each other then they would like get to find out who else they were compatible with
okay,
besides the
wait. Are you talking about the game where they
circle.
is that where things were above their head? I'm getting this imperfect match confused.
You are totally getting this perfect match. So in the Bachelor, this is where they stood in like the circle thing, and they had the doors, and
Oh yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
Jesse was
yeah,
asking questions,
yeah.
and they wrote it on the board, and they didn't know like who else they would be compatible with.
Yeah. Yes.
And at this point in this whole season, everybody's so focused, I think, on the money that they're not going to switch up partners. They're not going to be interested in somebody else. Like, everybody's pretty much who they're with. Like, this
Hmm.
whole game thing to me, I'm over it. Like, I think the games suck. I think the manipulation behind the games suck. I think the money sucks. Like, it just is not about love anymore, I don't think. And that's why I was interested in watching this, was to watch all these people like fall in love and couple up and that kind of a thing. And now it's like not happening. Cause I thought maybe like Alicia and Dale would kind of talk more, but that doesn't seem to be happening.
No, no, no.
I
Yeah.
was real curious about how that would play out, but there's nothing playing out there.
Did you
So
see?
game sucks.
I don't think I realized that she and who is she with?
Sean.
Sean. I didn't realize they are like live in the same town.
Maybe I did kind of know that, but it wasn't like a
Like
big
they mentioned it.
thing of information.
Yeah, he mentioned it. And I was like, oh, well, that's like convenient, I guess, if they stay together when they leave. But I think that I don't know. Like I'm with you. I feel like part of going on that kind of show and in the experience of it for me is that they would explore different people because you are going there like hopefully to find actual love in a relationship, and that's what they say they want. So
Yeah.
to do that in like just being realistic, you're probably not going to just the first person you talk to, oh, this is the one for me. But man, they've been locking them down immediately.
Yeah.
And to
Yeah.
me, it does take some of the like, I enjoy watching that exploration. That's part of the reason I like The Bachelor. And you know, I told you I've never watched Bachelor in Paradise before, but like part of the reason I like The Bachelor is I see all these different relationships developing, and then it's like, ooh, which way are they going? What are they going to pick?
Yeah.
There's a, that's intriguing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the way Bachelor in Paradise is playing out, you're right. It's like, okay, so, you know, like for instance, Kat and Dale, they started talking minute one, and it's like they're an old married couple or something. Like, and I'm going, okay, you all, I understand that it is a like pressure cooker top container. And I'm sure that it is super speed, like just like Bachelor is or any of these shows.
Right.
But I agree with you. It seems like now they just want to win the money. So, like, are they gonna actually question their relationships or anything, or is it about, oh, I could get this $500,000?
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a lot of them too that I don't think are like that serious, but because like new people aren't coming down anymore, they don't
Right.
even get a chance to explore with anybody else. Like, I wouldn't say, I know people are like, oh, Brian and Parisa, they're like set. I don't think they're set. Like, if Brian had a different shiny object come in, I think he would jump ship. Also, like Kathy and Keith, I think they're just friends. Jonathan and Leia,
Yeah,
they're not in a relationship. Like, and I want to keep Kathy and Keith. Don't get me wrong, because I actually like the Goldens. I
I
know.
do
I think it was
too.
like last episode. Jeremy's like whining about the Goldens, and I'm like, you're annoying because I really like them.
I do too.
Um, and I think this season is a flop for me a little bit because of all the little boy energy that's on the beach instead of like
Oh my God.
manly energy. Like, all of these little boys are just hanging out,
I need,
middle schoolers, and I just
yeah,
am
we
over
need
it.
to address the little boy energy
Yeah.
because
Yeah, there's a lot of it going
I'm
around.
just gonna say, well, first of all, about Kathy and Keith, I just want to just interject something about that. When you said you think they're more like friends, I feel like, made a really great point though. Like, love for them at that point in their life is different than
Yeah.
love for the younger people. And so she's like, I don't know. They might actually have a love for one another that's good enough for, I don't like mean that negatively, like, oh, that's good enough.
Yeah.
I just mean it fulfills what they're looking for at this point in their life, and they're
Yeah.
completely happy and content with that connection. So I think that what they're experiencing could be very real. Um,
Yeah. I just feel like there's been a couple of times where Keith's like, she's just a friend, it's
oh,
nothing serious, whatever. So I guess I feel like she'd probably be interested if he was interested.
mhm.
But I think what you're saying is a good point. Love for them is totally different than love for the middle schoolers. That's what I'm gonna call
Yes,
it. The middle.
yeah. So the speaking of the middle schoolers, I just I'm just gonna dive right into this because
Yeah, let's talk about it. It's gonna
my
take.
mind is fucking blown. Okay, so Brian, like, had the whether his intention,
Well, let's be clear on Brian. Brian is not doing it for us. Like, we are not Team Brian. Parisa needs to go explore other connections because Brian's not it, in my opinion.
yeah,
Brian, there's just something off there, and it has been off since he's been on there. Like, his just attitude, like the way he treated Zoe, and then the way he's treated
yeah.
Parisa. Like, his attitude just is challenging, I feel like, to deal with. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. Like, he just seems
It's
to be
the little boy
difficult to
energy.
work with.
Well, it's the little boy energy. They are all these men, to me, all these quote unquote men, for the most part, are giving the vibes of like those guys when you used to be younger and go out to a bar who like thought they were the shit in the bar, and they would, like, you knew they were total players, and you knew they were just like, bro, like, that's the energy they're giving. And that is not husband energy. That is
No,
not husband
it's not. And that, I think, is
energy.
why it's so hard to like deal with this season, because I don't feel like any of them are bringing anything
Yeah.
to the table.
No.
Unfortunately, that's all they're showing us. They're not showing us like Spencer and Jess.
Spencer.
Like, they're
I
not
know.
getting
And I
more
think
from him.
he's probably bringing husband energy. Spencer
Yeah.
probably is. Like, he seems like he is. But what I was gonna say about Brian is, it's not that I think he's like husband energy, whatever. And his intentions may not have even been totally like good in doing this.
Well, they
I don't
weren't.
know.
Yeah, I don't think
I,
they were.
but I commend him for whatever reason he did it, you know, that he told Bailey what Jeremy had said and that Jeremy had called Susie and that Jeremy said, and Jeremy did say he would marry Susie.
Yeah, she came back. He
Yeah.
proposed. Like the first
Yeah.
night he sent her home, he as soon as he did it, he was like, I think I made the wrong choice.
And
Like
he flat lied to Bailey when Bailey asked him if he said that about proposal. No, no, I didn't say that.
they are all liars.
Fucking did. Okay, so but here's the thing that's mind blowing to me. So I think good somebody. I can't believe all these people, especially the girls that were saying their
The
friends and
girls.
tell her, but then they're all mad at Brian for saying the truth of this whole bullshit that Jeremy has been playing Bailey this whole time, basically. And even if he changed his mind, who cares? Bailey should still get to know this information. And they're all like mad at him instead of being mad at Jeremy for being a dumb fuck, dickwad.
Yeah, they've all been like supporting Jeremy. Well, okay, I think this just came to my brain. I think the idea of going down to paradise is you're dating around, you're trying to find your person, whatever. There's nothing wrong with
No.
dating around, trying to find your person, sharing that with the boys.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with sharing your feelings. The problem is that Bailey's going to be able to see this at some point, and he has not once brought up any sort of doubt to her or given her a clue that there might be something with Susie that he like has thought about or like whatever. He has not been honest with her. And I get that they don't know each other very well. I'm sure he could go down a list of whatevers, okay? But like the thing that I'm with you on, like everybody being mad at Brian. I get being mad at Brian lying because Brian lied afterwards that, oh no, he didn't say anything to her. It's like just man up and say, yeah, I
Yeah.
told her because she
Right.
needed to know. Like this
Right.
this
I
has been
do
going on
agree.
long enough. It's not fair to her.
Right. I
But
do
I
agree
can't
with
believe
that.
none of the girls said anything. I can't believe every single girl there knew and nobody said anything. If I
And
was
they
Bailey,
all
I
got
would
mad at
I
Brian. They
would
were
want
all
out.
mad
Yeah.
at Brian for telling her.
I would want out.
Oh,
I would just feel so betrayed, so alone. I would be like, I have to go because
right.
this
Okay.
is not where I need to be. Like,
And back to what you were saying about it is fun for them to explore, to like other people, to even tell the guys, like for him to say, Jeremy to have said, like, oh my gosh, like, torn between these two people. I let Susie go and now I'm feeling this way. But I'm just that my issue was instead of just saying, he didn't say it like, well, fuck, maybe I made a mistake, but I'm still going to explore this and see. He called her, wanted her to stay. He said he would propose to her. He, like, to me, that's bigger than I'm just figuring this out and going along, like taking each next step and figuring it out. And like you said, he's making Bailey, like, he's leading Bailey to believe that he's all in on her and so in love with her and whatever. I don't think he's actually using the words in love.
the unfortunate part though is like people could justify him saying and doing those things because he was spiraling from Bailey going on a date with Andrew.
And
Mind you, 12 hours earlier,
he went on a
Homeboy was
date.
on his date with Susie. So how come it's okay for him to go explore, but then
Right.
when she goes and explores, it's like the end of the world.
Yeah.
Like, and Bailey, can we just commend her for how she conducted herself and handled herself the whole episode? Because she, like, navigated all of that in a very honorable way without, like, trying to cause more drama or more anything. Like, for her to even first go to Jeremy and say, hey, Brian, or hey, the secret rendezvous thing is happening. Like, she just, to me, I feel like she's just a very honorable person. Like she obviously has like a moral compass that she is guided by,
Yeah.
and she just went straight to the source again and was like, okay, I just found this information out. Like, what in the heck? And like, instead of Jeremy coming to find her, he went back to bed. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
he's a dumb
dude.
fuck. But what I'm gonna
Dude.
say, I agree with you. I think she handled it really well. The one thing I will say that I did not like in how she handled it, that it did annoy me, and I was like, Bailey, you need to speak the fuck up, is when everybody was going after Brian and saying all these terrible things and they were trying to get him voted off. She herself was like, to the camera, she's like, I'm glad he told me. Like, I feel like he did the right thing and I'm grateful to him. And she said to him, I'm grateful. I think she too, especially the girls, but even to the guys, really, because I just think sometimes women, if you see men acting like little boys and not holding themselves accountable, like it's fine if you don't want to hold them, because I think men should hold each other accountable. But if they don't and it's not your truth, then I think to speak up and say, look, all of you are acting like little boys right now. One of you, like, first of all, one of the girls should have told me that you all are not holding him accountable. And I'm glad Brian spoke up. And I think she should have definitely told the girls, don't you dare vote him off for telling me this. Like, if you have other reasons that you don't want him to be here, that's fine. But don't make it about me, because I'm glad he told me, and you all should have had my back and you should have told me. You're not a girl's girl if you don't do that.
Yeah, yeah, it was very bizarre behavior because everybody was upset and they're like, well, we can't trust you and we can't this and we can't that. And it's like, so what is everybody doing behind everybody's backs that's so sneaky
I
that,
know.
you can't trust him? Like, if you're navigating in a way that is like honorable and you have good intentions and you're a decent human being, then who
Oh,
cares if he rats you out? I guess because it's
okay.
rat out.
There's
Like,
nothing to write out, but also
it just was
it would make me
to me.
trust him more. It would make me trust him more that he would do the hard thing and tell the truth and like
Yeah.
tell
Yeah.
me some
The
shit.
way these people reacted was just so weird to me.
And did you like the
Let's
bartender?
just keep Bailey in the dark. Like, who gives a crap about her feelings? Like, we don't care that this man is like leading her on and letting her believe all this like false
This is
stuff. And
this is where our society is. Like, this
yeah,
is
this is
a perfect
crazy.
example. This is a microcosm for a good portion of our society these days. It's like, let's protect and defend the dumb fucks out there instead of expecting people to be honorable and truthful and have integrity. Like, no, it's fine. And I thought it was hilarious that they brought the bartender on to talk about it.
Oh yeah, the
And he's like,
douchebag code. He's like, bro code. What do you mean bro code? This is douchebag code. And I was
I
like,
know.
he
Yes.
so nailed it there because he's like,
Uh-huh.
this is insane.
And he's like, where I'm standing, I don't know why everyone's not mad at Jeremy. And I'm like, I'm with you, dude. I don't either. Because again, there's nothing wrong with being there and exploring all your options. I have no problem with that. But you know what? Have a strong spine and man up and say, I'm exploring my options and I
Yeah.
will um, commit to you when I'm ready to commit to you. When I'm
I
good and ready and I feel clear about that, you will be the first to know. But I am exploring my options if you are. Like, don't lie
I
about
I completely agree. And I think the issue I had with Brian during this was that he didn't have a strong spine. He just kind of went about this like all willy nilly. Like, he didn't really have a plan. Like, you had to know people would be like, have an opinion on what you're doing. So
it.
go into it knowing
Yeah.
that like this is the problem. And I mean, there are other ways to navigate it. You could just be like, Jeremy, you either tell her or I'm going to. Like,
Yeah.
this has gone on long enough. Like, she's
Again,
really
be up
invested.
front, have
Yeah,
a strong
she's
spine.
super invested in you. And this is wrong. And she's going to find out about it later. And like, I'm done. I'm done sitting back and like watching you play this little game with her. If
Yeah.
you're not really committed, like, you either tell her tomorrow or I will tell her. And And then if you didn't tell her, whatever, even if you don't even want to wait for Jeremy to tell her, then you need to go to the group and say, I just want everybody to know that this is what I think is right. I'm tired of everybody playing this game behind Bailey's back. Because if he would have said all that, like, who's going to argue with him? Who's going to tell him he's a terrible person?
Right. And even after the fact, like let's say that he went and he was like, I just want to tell her and it's no one else's business. Right. But then I'm just looking at all the perspectives.
Yeah. Uh huh.
But then they came and said, are you the one that told her? I could see, like, why not just say, first, I mean, you could even just put it back on them and say, why is that important? Did
Yeah.
you not have the right to know? Like, you could just put it back on them if you really, and make them, and then if they kept pressing or whatever, then tell the truth. But you could also just be like, fuck yes, I told her. She had the right to know, and I was sick of him dicking around over here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
be like, stand firm in your decisions. That is my whole thing that I think really drives me crazy, especially with men. But like in general, I'm just like, stand firm in your decisions. If you're going to do something, and like you said, in this situation, people are going to have opinions about this. It's going to come out because it's not like you're going to tell Bailey that and she's just going to be like, well, I'll just hold that inside and not even talk to Jeremy about it. And I'll just
Right.
go on like nothing was just told to me. Something's coming of it. So be ready to stand firm in your truth and in the decision you made.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Oh, it's so.
It just got to the point where it's just like ridiculous, and like seeing all these people berate him and belittle him for what he did, it's like, okay. But
Right.
I didn't think he navigated it as well as he could have if he would have taken a little more time to prepare for it. If he would have just thought it through a little bit more and
Yeah.
prepared himself, I think he would have been better off.
Yeah.
Which a lot of times in life, even everyday life, like it's not like we sit around and prepare ourselves for something. But like when you do, like if you have a big decision coming up or whatever, even if you need to talk to a friend about something, like sit down, try and think about all the possibilities, all the outcomes, and like decide for yourself, like, okay, what's the best way to handle this? Like, what's gonna, which outcome can I live with? I mean, you're not always gonna know every single outcome, but
Yeah.
if you just put a little bit extra thought in there and remind yourself, like, okay, this is so back to the O'Brien thing. I want to tell Bailey. Bailey deserves to know. There's probably going to be some backlash, but I really think she needs to know sooner than later. Like, this is a good time to tell her, whatever, and then kind of prepare for the backlash. Like, am I going to be able to own up to it? Am I going to try and lie about it? Like, how do I want to navigate this outcome?
Well, and ultimately, I'm just thinking in terms of human design because I play with that a lot, but honoring your own strategy and authority, like in myself, I have a defined head and ajna in human design. And so I have a lot of mental energy. Now you do as well, but you are actually meant to use your mental energy to make decisions because you're a mental projector. So everything you're saying makes a lot of sense. Like think about the outcomes and talk it out with someone because you do want to talk it out, and then it'll land for you. And you'll be like, that's my answer. For me, because like I have this defined head and ajna, but like I'm a triple split in my energy. So my head is like things are in my head, but I'm an emotional, I'm an emotional authority. So I'm meant to make decisions not with my head. I can get stuck in this like trying to think out every single possible outcome. And then it just gives me anxiety. And then it's like I'm no more clear on my decision because that's not how I'm meant to make a decision. I'm meant to go,
Yeah.
this feel for me? And does it feel in alignment for me to tell this girl my truth or the truth about things, or does it feel in alignment for me to keep my mouth shut and let them handle it, right? Like just what feels in alignment. And then knowing that I will know in each moment how to handle myself. That's also like being in our feminine, is just being like letting our masculine be really present and knowing our feminine will. No, there's a big vulture right outside my window and it just caught my attention. So sorry about my distraction, but letting our feminine then like just in the moment know how to respond. And but having that, I understand what you're saying about, sit and really feel into how do I want to handle it, even me with my emotional authority. Like I take a couple days to sit with things and say, how do I want to handle it? What feels like the right thing for me right now? And am I willing to deal with whatever consequence comes? Because I'm not going to know the positive or the negative consequence until it happens. But
Right.
but the point is, and the most important thing is honoring myself and my truth and my authority in doing what's right for me, no matter
Yeah. And
what happens after that.
what's bizarre to me is how many people are there who knew about this, who thought the right thing was to do nothing at all.
Right.
Like, I am still just shocked, especially with the girls. Like,
Mhm.
I'm just shocked that they all thought the right thing was to like not do anything at all. I can see why you wouldn't want to insert yourself into somebody else's relationship. But I
Yes.
also think watching somebody be like so into that person, and in the back of your mind that he made all these decisions, whether he was spiraling or not, he did all this stuff, he said all this stuff, he continued to say stuff.
Right.
Like, I would
And he
feel
never
really
came
bad.
back and said, he never came back and said, I was, oh my God, I was spiraling there. I can't believe
Right.
what I said. And that's not how I feel at all. And I was just like in a like mind fuck when I said that, you know? Like
Yeah.
he never came back and said that. So are you telling me, because I know it's just not the truth, that Kat or that other girl who's such supposedly good friends with Jeremy, that I can't think of her name right now.
Alex.
Yeah. That they wouldn't want someone to tell them that this was going on. That's such BS.
Yeah. It really is. It really is. I just could not believe I couldn't believe it. Like, I don't care I don't care. I just don't understand because you're watching her be so blissfully happy, knowing that that he might not really be that invested in her, that he could just be stringing her along to the
Right.
end. And like, who wants that? And who wants that for their friend? Like,
Right. If you care about her so much, then you're gonna speak up and say something. And you're gonna
but I mean, it
say,
really all makes sense. All the little boy energy, it all makes sense because Dale was like,
ugh,
what do you mean I'm in trouble for kissing somebody else and not communicating with you, even though communication is what we established our relationship on? What do you mean?
Bill is too old to be
Little
out.
boy. I
He's too old to
know.
be out. And it's like,
Little
man,
boy energy.
yeah. They're just too invested in being like pretty boys to care.
Mhm.
And look, I love like a stylish man. That's great, whatever. But like, your main purpose isn't to walk around and look more manicured than a woman and then act like you have zero containment for anyone. Like, it's just,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't like it. I wouldn't want to marry any of them. If that's the best they've got in Bachelor Nation to bring on the show, then we're all in trouble.
I know. Well, I'm just disappointed some of the other ones went home and we didn't get to see more from them. Like, I would have loved to see the more traditional version, and maybe that's what we can do on the podcast. You can go back on Hulu and watch like the old versions, and I would have loved to see a traditional version of Bachelor in Paradise
Mhm.
with these people. Like,
I was
personally, I
I
don't
was
know. I think
really
so much of it was wasted.
Yeah. I was expecting Jonathan to go home, but then they won that challenge. And so, well, that saved them.
He keeps staying.
But evidently they made out.
I don't understand Jonathan. I don't think he's a serious person. I don't think he's seriously looking for a serious relationship. Like I don't get that energy. I don't get any of that from him. Like I don't see him. He just kind of like keeps hanging out with all these people and sliding by, which I think he might stay for a while just because he'll be easy to get rid of. Probably at the end will be their thoughts, but
Mm.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Did you have anything else for Bachelor? I should look at my notes.
I don't have anything else for Bachelor. I had two things for Perfect Match. But if you have
Okay.
anything else for Bachelor, just live it up and
I think okay. I had a couple of like little silly things I see on here. Like Leia was talking about Jonathan being emotionally unavailable. I'm like, yep, that's exactly right. You call him out, girl. And then I put Kathy is hilarious, especially about Kim. I forget what her comments were, but she was making me laugh
oh
when
my
she was
God,
like
I know.
about Kim. She's like, that boy, he's just been dating every single girl that comes down here and gives him attention. He's excited about it, blah, blah, blah. But I do
Well,
think him and Kim are cute.
she was saying how and she's not wrong, how he jumps from one person to the next and like he's super like touchy and everything with all of them. And then
Yeah.
if they won't give him the attention, then he jumps to someone else and super touchy with that person. And it's funny to me because I do see her point. Like it was true. And I told you, like, I wasn't a big fan of his. At this
Yeah.
time, I wonder, like, nobody would be saying that about one of the younger men on the show
Right.
behaved in that way. And so I think
Well,
there,
they might. It would depend. They might.
but I think there is a bias about being touchy and more sexual and stuff as an older person than
Yeah.
as a younger person. And
I would.
I also think it's hilarious the like words and the things that when they're doing their little interview parts that they put
Yeah.
and like for hers when she was saying he's so touchy and they were like with everyone except you or something like
Yeah.
that, like underneath.
Yeah.
It just made me laugh.
Yeah. She's hilarious. Okay. Perfect match. That was enough. I feel very good about my. Yeah. I think everybody's on the same page for Bachelor. I think all of Bachelor Nation probably would agree with our
Oh,
assessment.
yes. And if they don't, I don't know what they're thinking. I need to hear it because
Right.
I'm confused.
I hope they do a reunion just to go over this little section because I would be really curious. People watching back and like seeing how ridiculous they were. Like, oh no, Jeremy's so wonderful. Jeremy, like, what in the world?
No, I know.
That is crazy behavior.
Yeah. So perfect match.
I have a guess. Can I guess?
What I wanted to say.
Is it gonna be? Yeah, is it gonna be about Madison?
Um, well, no, but you go right ahead with
Okay, no,
what.
no, you go first. I can talk about Madison later. I just was really curious because I feel like Love is Blind, we talked about her quite a bit. And I was like,
Oh,
when you
she
said you
does.
had stuff for
Yeah.
Perfect Match, I was like, oh, I wonder if it's going to be about Madison.
Oh, she wore me out. That's for sure. She always wears me out. That girl does. But
Yeah.
what caught my attention was when they played the game with the little things like over their head and they asked them all questions. Okay. And then
Yeah.
so for anyone who didn't watch the show, they asked questions that they answered beforehand. And all the women were like sitting on swings and all the men had to go stand underneath. They would show all the answers to the question. And then the men would, or the women would like pick which answer they liked best. And then the man who said that would stand under it. And that's how they got points. And then they flipped them. Well, when they asked the women the questions, One of the questions they asked the women to answer that the men had to pick which one they like best was, when your husband comes home from a long, hard day at work, what would you do for him? And I found this question so fascinating because we live in a day and an age where really long and hard hours.
Yeah.
The question was like, at age more women are wanting to stay home more because they're realizing that, like, and it's a hard balance because we do want our own income, we do want our own career, we do want all that, and at the same time it's like, then if you want kids, like, it's like this whole thing that we've talked about a lot, and there's always
Yeah.
an opportunity cost for anything you do. But it's like they asked this question, like it's not the year 2025 or something. And they think that the majority, like, and these women on this show are young. Like they're just, and I don't know, do they like think that people are just sitting at home waiting for their husband to get home so they can suck his dick? I mean, what I'm like, I don't know. It was the
Yeah. What? Kind of triggering for me. I'm dying laughing because that question was kind of triggering for me because yeah, all of their answers were like some elaborate way to kiss his butt, and I'm like, I love my man. I do. I love him dearly. But in the back of my mind, when this question was asked, I'm like, but I've also had a very long,
hard
hard
day.
day at work.
So like,
Yeah, like,
are they gonna ask, uh, well, is he gonna lick your pussy the minute he walks in the door just because you've been home, like working hard at home all day? And is that even what you would want? Like,
it's just wild. Yeah, that question was definitely triggering. I would agree with you.
I don't mean to be like vulgar. I'm just,
In just a couple more minutes, come back in one more time. In just a couple minutes.
I don't mean to be vulgar about it. It's just like, I
Yes, she's
really,
just making a point, a very aggressive point, because
yeah,
that's how the answers were for the girls.
right. And I'm just like, I can't comprehend this. And also, you know, it goes back to this thing like men are supposed, we as women are supposed to be like, oh my God, thank you for like doing just what you should already be doing. Oh my God, you went to work and made some money for our family. What can I just like pour on you to show all of my gratitude every single day when you get home? And just, oh my God, and it is a little triggering for me because like I remember when, when I was married and my husband would be like, he would wash the dishes or something, and like I'm always taking care of the house, and then he'd be like, you didn't even tell me thank you for washing the dishes. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah,
So
like I shouldn't have to thank you for being part of the house because you dirtied them. Like,
I know, but I just think it's like this, and don't get me wrong, oh my God, the gift of a woman to a man is appreciation.
come back in one more time. You were only in here for like 3 seconds.
The gift of a woman to a man is appreciation. And so don't get me wrong, like that is when you are in true deep appreciation with a man. And it might be because, oh, I am so appreciative of you that you do go and you do this work and you do this so I can have this amazing life and be in my feminine and like just express all my gifts as I want without worry for money or without worry for how the bills are going to get paid or whatever, right? Like you might really be in that deep appreciation and that's fabulous, but you're not like rewarding him for a long, hard day at work. Like you were just like, I don't know, doing nothing with yourself. It's like the energy is different in it.
Mhm.
There's a
I
different energy.
I think it also sets up this false expectation and this false narrative that like you're always going to feel this way. Like, okay, so all these people are all single. They all come to this house to meet other people. Like, there's this rush. It's fun. It's exciting. It's new, whatever. And asking a question like this, to me, they probably don't think about it this way, but it's something I think about. It's like setting up a false expectation that for the rest of my life, when you come home after a long, hard day, this is your expectation, and this is what I'm going to do for you as this great, wonderful partner, wife, whatever. And like, that's not realistic. Like, for 30 years, I'm not going to just be at home waiting for you to come home. And like you're saying,
So you can
you
get on
know,
your
make you feel better after a long day of work. Yes, I love you. And yes, I want you to be happy and all of these things. But like, we all have our own stuff going on. So, like, for 30 years, there will be times where I'm sorry you had a hard day, but like, guess what? I have other priorities that need taken care of today.
knees.
So, and it doesn't make me not be a great wife. It doesn't make me be any less wonderful. But when you watch TV shows like this, and these are the questions asked, and then you have these men and women at home watching the show, and it's like, well, why would that be your answer? Like, because it's not like they're in a different space. This is a different setting. This is like the perfect world. They have no wants at this point, they have no needs. Like, they literally are in this house just to have this great, fun experience, and we're in reality. Like, and
Right. I
that's
do.
like Love is Blind. They're all in the pods and they all say all this wonderful, crazy stuff. And then they get out to the real world and it's like, well, this is different than what I expected. Well, yeah, because we're not in like some little bubble of love. Like, we're in reality.
And in real time right now, what I'm asking myself, and I'm going to try to navigate through it, um, because I do love a spicy sex life. I do
Yeah, for
love,
sure.
like, sometimes, yeah, like when your man gets home from work, like, spice it up, give him that BJ, like, I love that energy. I think for me, what I didn't love about it, the energetics of it are that you owe him for something, or that
Mhm.
he went and did this big hard thing by, just having a job and being a man, and oh, poor him, he had a rough day. But like, there was no question like that about how are you going to honor your woman, right? Like, how are you going to keep her happy and satisfied and fulfilled? How are you going to like make her wishes and dreams come true when maybe like also I think it's the hard day aspect of it that I don't like. It's like, well, I don't know, like life isn't always perfect, but I also think that masculine containment is like being able for himself to handle his own, like, yeah, it's been a hard day, and I can be a soft place when he's had a hard day, but I don't have to like fix his hard day.
Yeah.
That makes
Hmm. No, that makes total
there's so much on a woman's plate that they're just acting like you're supposed to just like baby or something then is, I mean, that's
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that was the intention of the question, but I'm saying like that's what it the energy of that feels like.
Mm-hmm.
I just think we're living in a day and age where, yeah, like they're in this house with their hair done, their makeup done, their nails done, the perfect outfits, just walking around, prissing around, having their drinks, being in the, you know, like wherever they are in this hot climate. And just, okay, well, the truth is when the shit hits the fan and he comes home from a long, hard day of work, but like there's all this other stuff going on and other needs aren't being met, or there's other stressors in your life, like it all looks different, like you said. It all
Mm-hmm. It really does.
different. Yeah. So I don't know. It's something about the energy in it and the nuance in it that really, because like I said, I mean, look, I love some spiciness and I love appreciating my man. I love sexual connection.
But it's like on your own terms. I think when there's like an expectation put on it, it just like
Yeah.
it's it just I don't know. It makes me tense up. Like if I feel like there's an expectation, it's just like, oh, like but if you're like if it's in your mind or your whatever,
Well,
like
also,
let's say he texts you during the day and it's like, oh my gosh, this day has just like drug on and just like everything's going nuts or whatever. And then you're like, you know what? That would be like
yes,
that's fun tonight, whatever. Like let's distract each other and like take our minds off of things versus like he had a hard day and he's coming home. What are you going to do about it? Like
yes, it's
you are
so
expected
different.
to do something about his hard day. And then when the shoe's on the other foot, like I feel like we as women are always the one with the expectations. And what's the man's expectation? Like
Right.
I think most of the time a man would say, well, to provide for my family. But it's
Well,
like,
is he actually, this is, I think you just said something, if you don't mind me interrupting you, because
oh yeah, go ahead.
I was like, boom, that's it. It dropped in for me. What it is he went and did just like this thing that you're supposed to like be so happy and excited about and meet all of these like needs and blow his mind in bed. But is he blowing your mind in the ways that you want your mind blown? And like what I'm thinking of is like, okay, well, if you're going to work and like I can't live my life the way I want to live it and be expressive in my life and have nice clothes or, you know, look cute or whatever it is for you, right? It can be something
Yeah.
different for everyone. I'm a Taurus. I love jewelry and having my hair and nails done and like not in a super fancy way, but I like all that and having nice clothes. Well, if you aren't blowing my mind in that way, why am I obligated to blow your mind just because you went to work to do the bare minimum, to pay the bare minimum bills? I'm supposed to blow your mind because you are like barely getting us by, but you're not blowing my mind.
Yes. Yes. I think that's exactly what I'm saying. There's all these expectations I feel like put on a woman where it's
Right.
like, where's the man's expectations beyond the paycheck aspect of it? Like honestly,
Yeah.
I keep asking my husband here recently, like, can't we just be poor? Like I would much rather have your time and attention and feel safe and loved and protected
Mm,
versus you going to work every day. Like, and not that he doesn't make me feel those ways when
mhm.
he goes to work. Like, he's a great man. I'm just saying, like, I really wish we could just cut the work out of it. Let's just be poor so you can just be with me all the time.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned attention because in the BDSM culture, like attention is a man's gift to a woman, and appreciation is her gift to him. And
Yeah.
so um I can see that. And for me, it is like partly a paycheck. Like and it's not a paycheck, but it's like what it provides is fulfilling to me. So I have a question because I do think it's different for everyone and everyone's needs are different.
Yeah.
Would you be okay if you all were poor? Like, I mean, not okay, but like, would you feel really lit up and fulfilled and like successful in your marriage if you had those other things and you all didn't have money?
I feel like yes, because I feel like we already live like we're poor. Like that sounds so silly, but like we just are not we just don't blow through money. Like we're more like we just squirrel it away and squirrel it away and squirrel it away. So we already kind of live like very basic,
Yeah.
bare minimum kind of a lifestyle.
Uh-huh.
And so yeah, I think I would be okay with it. Like obviously I don't want to have to like go beg on the streets for food. Like that's
Oh,
not
no, I don't. Yeah.
I don't want to be homeless. So I'm just clarifying to the people who don't know me. I don't want to be homeless, but I would be okay. Yeah, I think so. In ways,
You-
like yes, I do dream about like going on vacations and taking the kids to Disney World and all of these things. Like
Mhm.
I do have dreams. I would love to have a nice car. I would love to be able to just go buy whatever I want whenever I want, which really I could now. But we're just squirrelers. Like just keep tucking it away.
Right. So then maybe this is a question. Do you feel like part of the reason, if you're just squirreling it away and you're not actually like enjoying it, like taking the kids to Disney, you could, but you're not, you all are squirreling it away, then he might as well be home more with you.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. But if he's going to, so then is the reciprocal or opposite of that true? If he's going to work, then you want more freedom to spend more of the money for pleasure and enjoyment if he's going to be away.
I'm gonna have to think on that one because I've not really thought about that aspect of it because I'm more like I
Right.
just don't want you to go to work.
Well, I would love to
Sounds
just,
so lame.
no, I understand. No,
I'm gonna
because
think about that one.
quality time might be a big factor for you in your love languages, but I would be curious after you like sit and mull that around and maybe talk it out, do voice notes to yourself, whatever. You can send me voice notes. I don't care. That's fine. Um, I would be curious where you land because I've had the quality time and like with my ex when I'm not going to get into the details, but we went through some things where he was home a lot and we really didn't have money, but it was extreme. It wasn't like what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm just imagining. So in that extreme state, I definitely would have rather him been out at work, like
Yeah. Uh-huh.
work. But I do feel like for me, the part of the pleasure and enjoyment of life is the things, which is very Tarian. Like
Yeah.
it is part of my makeup. I see God in the things. So, like, not having things or when I can't have things, I feel very unfulfilled. But that is not true for everyone. And it's not, it took me a long time to like, well, not really. I've always felt that way, but I was like embarrassed to say it out loud because people would be like, "You're materialistic then." And like, no, 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 like it's a negative. And it's not. It's so connected and spiritual, but it's just like literally there's God in all of that. And um it's not really about the thing, like or having like it has to be Gucci or it has to, it's just like what I find,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
No, that makes total sense. Yeah. I'm gonna sit with that for a while
Hmm.
and I'll have to get back to you on that question. Because I mean I think that's a great point and it's a good question to ask yourself. I'm just gonna have to think about it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So what was your other perfect match?
Well, my other thing was about Clay and Rachel. So like we can go there, but we can also just talk about Madison first if you want, because you had something with her.
Oh, I just wasn't sure if you were gonna like bring up Madison and her like crying, which I thought Ollie was funny. I love when Ollie was like, "We're not sending him off to war.
I
Like,
know.
chill out." But then Madison's an interesting person to me because I feel like she's so like off her on,
Yeah.
and then when her feelings are invested, then she's like super emotional, and I can't decide like if she's genuinely emotional or if it's like a form of manipulation. Like I can't decide about her because she acts like she's just little Miss Thing, and
I
then
think she's
what?
like, I think it's her attachment style. I think she has a lot of anxious attachment and she might have some avoidant in there, but I need to see more to see that. But she definitely is anxiously attached. And
Mhm.
so I feel like a lot of the crying and stuff, it's about her feeling uncomfortable if she thinks she's going to like lose someone or not be connected. But what's weird, again, just like we were talking about on The Bachelor, it's like, who gives a fuck? Like, go date around. You're in the freaking perfect match. You're not like, you know what I mean?
Yes, but I
Acting
feel
like she's
like
in love with this guy, like, and she's known him for 2 days or something.
yeah, I could never like I know 100% I could never go on the show because I would feel a form of rejection like if the person didn't pick me.
Yeah.
And I just would not put myself in that position to feel that way. Like I just don't that's not a way I want to feel. So I would just never put myself in that position because that's just not a type of way that I would like to feel at this point.
Right.
Even when I was younger, I probably still would have never done it because I just don't that's not how I want to feel. I don't want to feel rejection. I don't want to put myself out there emotionally and then them have the opportunity to pick somebody else. So I think like with Madison, like I understand being upset about it, but I just wouldn't put myself in that position, that role to even give somebody else the opportunity to like make me feel that way. Like I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah, like she went on the show. She knows what the show is. She knows how it works. She's been
Yeah.
on another show before. Um, I guess I feel like I just think that they can go on dates with other people. Like, know, I would see, that would make me feel more secure knowing, like, okay, you went on this other date and you explored it and it's not for you, you still want me, or you went on the date and you explored it and you don't want me. Okay, great. Now I know. Like, I would feel more secure knowing that information than someone maybe pick than someone maybe picking me or seeing me like right out of the gate and then just not wanting to explore anything with anyone else for like because they didn't want to go off the show or this or that. That would make me feel more insecure.
Okay. I like that explanation. I would agree with you too. There's like so many variables when it comes to this show. Like so many unknowns of like, okay, do they really like me? Do they not really like me? Like, am I a way to meet an end? Like it's all I don't know. Yeah. I think it would just be really hard for me to navigate. Like Juliet, she's just bouncing around like, pick me, pick me, pick me. And I'm like, that would not be fun for me, like at all.
Desperate. Ugh. And I'll tell you what else. When Alex came in, was that her name? The new girl? That
Yeah.
she's doing
Yes.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. It just took me a minute to remember who she was.
Like she was the bee's knees, like she's like, I am such hot shit. I'm gonna have all these men at my feet, and not one of them picked her. And I was like, good, because you know what? She was drop dead gorgeous. There's no, I mean, she was pretty, but like
Yeah.
she had a great body. But anybody at that age, especially, can have a great body and go work out and get their Botox and do whatever and wear a sexy outfit. it doesn't make you pretty on the inside.
Yeah, for sure.
I could just tell from the second she came on there and started talking, I was like, this girl has so much learning and growing to do as a human. And she's just like not pretty on the inside.
Yeah.
And I don't find that attractive.
I don't either. I don't either. And I personally I liked how AD has handled herself so far, like confident, like kind of edgy. I think it's funny to listen to her be like, "You want something to drink?" when he's over there talking to
I
another girl. Like,
know.
I'm just checking in on you. Like, that's right, buddy. You better know what's up. I did find it interesting that they kept throwing around the term baddie. Like everybody wanted like their woman to be a baddie, and I didn't really understand that. And then I also think it's interesting like how everybody in there probably would describe themselves as like a catch, but
Mm.
I also find I don't know how to say this right. And maybe it's because I'm looking for something different at this point in my life, but like this is kind of like a bar, like pickup kind of a deal. Like almost like one night stand vibes is what I get from this show versus like let's settle down and get married because I'm a catch vibes. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. And I think from a lot of the people on there, that is the vibe. I would say, and I think I said this from when we talked about them with the ultimatum, but like Sandy, I feel that she has very strong feminine energy. And I think that she really does want a relationship and wants a man. And like she said to Louis, um, yeah, if you choose her, you cannot have me.
Yeah.
And she had her own masculine boundaries within her feminine flow. And I think that she knows how to like nurture a man and make him feel seen and loved and appreciated, back to that appreciation. And she's soft. And so,
Mhm.
and at the same time, she's like, yeah, go on your date. Like, like she can, I think she navigates it really well. Just,
Yeah, I would agree.
I think she navigates it well. I think you're right for especially the men. We're back to the men. Um, and also I felt like Juliet was like this too. They're kind of like more hookup vibes, or yeah. Like I can't tell about Ollie yet with AD. I'm not
Yeah.
getting a full complete good read on him. But I do think, yeah, it is more, certain people are more hookup vibes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Louis,
I just find it interesting. Like everybody's walking around like, I'm so great, I'm so wonderful, and I'm such a catch. And like
yeah,
maybe you are. Like obviously you're on reality TV, so you got on there somehow. And like I guess just my definition of a catch is a little bit different than like I can get on TV and like
yeah,
hook up with people.
yeah. And like for instance, well, I will just say I'm on the fence about a couple of the guys on that show, but like Clayton, I think he wants, I do think he wants a real, sorry, wants a relationship. I just, there's something like he's definitely like deep and more mature.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's also this something though that I can't pinpoint yet. That's like, I don't know if he's afraid of himself, like afraid of
Yeah.
his own power and that he could be a really great husband.
Yeah. So like self-sabotage.
Yeah, is he willing to step into that and own it? I feel like he's like teetering on he might step in and own it or he might not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that he does have the ability, like you can see the desire there, but I'm kind of like you. I'm like, okay, is he actually going to follow through with his desire or not? Like, what's his end game here? Like, I get it. It's supposed to be fun. Like, I love the show. Don't get me wrong. I love it. It's quick, it's fast, it's fun, it keeps your attention. Like, the boardroom is fun. Like, all of it is fun. I like the challenges. Like,
The
it's
kiss
all fun. And
amazing.
the flow makes sense to me. Like, the way they have it set up, the way it flows, like all of the games and stuff, it's all very defined and clear. Whereas like the games in The Bachelor are kind of like they don't really know what's going on. This week we'll let Bailey vote somebody off. This week we're gonna let everybody decide who to vote off. Like that to me is really kind of like murky and confusing versus Perfect Match where it's like, okay, it clearly like makes sense. There's a flow to it.
Mhm.
And I do like it. And it's so easy to just get caught up watching every episode. That's why I text you. I'm like, how many are you watching? Because I have
Yeah.
a problem. Like, I can't stop.
So, okay, so I agree with you. And I think that I think Bachelor does it the way they're doing it because they're trying for like the twists and turns and shock factor. I think Perfect Match does a good job throwing those twists and turns in, like still having this like this is the expectation, this is what you can expect that the flow of this is, and then they'll throw in like for instance after the kiss thing, they didn't say like how they were going to judge who won the kiss competition
Yeah.
at the
Mhm.
end. And then they said, surprise, it's the people who are not in a couple, like in a relationship together that
Yeah.
are the most that are going to go on the date. They
Right. Which that was interesting. That was an interesting twist. I would agree with that.
so
Or that makes it more fun versus, I think, yeah, like I think that makes it a little more fun.
I agree. How do you feel about Clayton and Rachel coupling it?
I'm really curious. I think that they definitely didn't have closure and like she clearly thought that like that was what was going to happen. And I feel like that's really a lot of the seasons on The Bachelor, like the people at the end like literally picture their lives with this person. So I'm really interested to see like how this unfolds, like whether they'll stick
Yeah.
it out or they'll end up not. Like, I hope he's not an idiot on his date with Sandy. Like, I
Yeah.
really
So for anyone
wanted to
who
be there.
doesn't, I should have set that up better because some people didn't watch The Bachelor or haven't seen all the episodes. So Rachel was one of the final two in Clayton's season on The Bachelor, and then he chose that he wanted to go with someone else altogether. But anyway, they are not together, obviously, because they're here, but they had slept together and like she was really in love with him and he loved her too, but he just also loved this other person, which I can see how that can happen. But so anyway,
Yeah, totally.
they come in, or he's already in Perfect Match, and then she gets sent on a date with someone and comes in, and it's like, oh shit, this is the person that I almost married. And
Yeah.
they decided he said to her, which I thought was really big of him. And I also think it's interesting because I think it was last episode or maybe the one before, we talked about how Chloe says, like, if someone says no to me, that's, I think, the universe closing that door.
Yeah.
And so they don't get another chance. And we discussed that. Well, then here they are. And he said to her, and Clayton said to Rachel, look, I just I don't believe in accidents, and you walking into this show and us having the opportunity to have another go at it, like maybe that's the universe saying we should do that, because what are the chances? Like, I just don't believe in
Yeah.
accidents. And so it's interesting because both of those perspectives, like Chloe's and Clayton's, make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
So um I was hoping that they would couple up, because first of all, I didn't think him and Juliet matched at all, really.
No, not at all.
Um and just the way they still look at each other,
Yeah.
it was like there's still something there.
Hmm.
And even if they don't end up together, they do need to have some sort of a resolution or a closure of sorts, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. I would totally agree. I think that'll help them in the long run. Like, okay, so obviously it didn't happen for a specific reason, not like the what if.
Yeah.
Because Rachel was bringing that up. She's like, well, I have a lot of what ifs. Like, I mean, I totally get. I think that's so normal and so natural to have like a lot of what ifs. Like, what if
Hmm.
we would have been working out? What if
Right.
I would have met this person at a different time in my life? Like, would it have worked out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be curious to see how it turns out. I'm excited to watch some more episodes.
Yeah, me too. And then, yeah, like you mentioned, Clayton and Sandy are the two people that out of the kissing challenge are going to go on a date together. And we'll see that in episode 4 in the next episode. I'm excited to see how that goes. He seemed kind of happy and excited about it.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But I couldn't tell if he was happy and excited or if he was just laughing awkwardly, like, what the heck is happening?
Right. And maybe he was. Rachel didn't seem too happy.
No, no. And I don't really see Sandy being interested in Clayton. Like, I just don't. I don't know. She doesn't give me Clayton vibes.
um, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I understand what you're saying, because she typically goes for, like, on the ultimatum and now on this show, like seeing who she goes for. I can see why you're saying what you're saying. I also have an inclination that she's a very, like, I'm wondering if feeling is her, maybe her tone or something in human design. I'm just curious because I feel like she's very, like, feeling and aura
Mhm.
with people. Like, if the aura matches, then it matches. And I mean, obviously, they both really liked kissing each other. So
Yeah.
you're exchanging a lot of pheromones and hormones and all the intangible things. So we'll see what happens. But God, if I know it has to at least a little bit be, I know Rachel was really uncomfortable, but I think it has to at least a little bit be in the back of Clayton's mind, like, shit, I just, like, asked her to give me this opportunity. Now what? Like, I'm going on this date with Cindy. What if I do like her? Then what? What am I supposed?
Yeah.
I think it puts him in a maybe possibly awkward situation.
Yeah. We'll find out. We'll find out. I'm so excited.
Me too. I can't wait. I'll probably watch it tonight.
Literally what I was thinking. I'm like, do I have time to watch it when we get off of here? Like, what's my day look like?
I know. I'll probably watch it tonight because today was Jagger's first day of school, and when he gets home, like, I'll hear all about that. Oh my God, first day of senior year. I can't even believe this. But we'll spend time together. We'll have dinner, and then this evening I'll probably have a little bit of time to watch a show if I choose.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. I hope his day went well.
Thank you. Me
We
too.
still have another week, thankfully.
I am so jealous. I think we start school way too early.
We used to start school way early, but like this year, it seems like it's a little pushed back, which is fine by me.
I think it should really, I've probably said this before. I harp on this all the fucking time, but I think kids should be out of school Memorial Day to Labor Day. That
Yeah.
is summer. Nobody should be in school during that window, period. And
I totally agree.
we have just gotten too fixated on this, like putting the kids in a grind like they're little adults or something, and like they got to be on a schedule and they always have to be in school, and like there's so much to be said for the learning of just going outside and playing all day and being in that freedom and not being on a schedule. There's so
You are speaking my language. Yeah. We got to go to school. We got to be in every sport. We have to do this. We have to have every minute of every day jam packed full. So we never have to have any downtime and play and be together as a family. We're just like filled to the brim full of activities.
right. I didn't do that with Jagger, but I will tell you also what I'm noticing is when kids get that time to be bored, time to have to like figure things out, time to just, it's like they could learn how to entertain themselves. They learn what their interests are. They get
Yeah.
imaginative.
I'm
There's so
almost done with.
there's so much that happens in that that when they have too much structured time, they don't explore any of that. And there's a lot of learning and lesson in just like being bored or like just
Yeah, and finding a stick and playing in mud. Like that's literally what my son was doing yesterday. I'm like, yeah, this is why I make you go outside because like this is what life is about. It is about exploring and trying new things
and also just being like touching the earth and being in the sun and not just being under fluorescent lights all the time. I mean, it's like our kids are treated like they're in cubicles or something all day.
yeah, but that makes it easier for parents though. Like here's your iPad, here's
Yeah.
the phone, go
Yep.
away, leave me alone so I can be on my phone, so I can do whatever I want to do. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I should
I
send you this thing my sister sent me. I think you'd get a kick out of it. Because a lot of it like was brought back to the fact that like I'm going to keep my kids comfortable at all costs so then I don't have to be uncomfortable.
Oh, 100%. That's what it is. That's why we do. I mean, it's even
I'm almost done, buddy.
like
No.
everything, all of our choices really go back to that. Like whether or not um it's even like not even with kids, just even with like I was talking to someone recently about certain thing that they chose to do with their mom. And I was like, well, why, like, tell me, why'd you do that? What was your, and they said it was like, oh, because they didn't want their mom to have this certain feeling or whatever. And I'm like, but your mom is comfortable having that feeling. So then it's really to keep you comfortable. Like anything, really, a lot of that, what we do, and I do it too. It's like I'm not calling anyone out. It's just we need to pay attention to the choices we're making, and are we making them because they're the choices we really believe in and want to make, or is it just to keep ourselves comfortable?
No, that's exactly right. And when you stay in that comfort, I can't even talk, that comfort place, you're stunting everybody's growth. You're stunting,
Yeah.
like you're just not allowing things to grow and flourish and become other things. It's just you're all just stuck in this
Yeah.
little spot because it's like, well, I don't want to make you uncomfortable and I don't want to hear you whine and cry. So I'm just going to give you whatever you want so you'll stop, basically. And then it's like, okay, but there are so many lessons in hearing no and in, like we were saying, exploring your environment. There are so many lessons in discomfort because there's
Mhm.
a lot of discomfort this world dishes out to us. Like,
Mhm.
there's just a lot that we're not allowing to process and grow into what it needs to be because we're just like, well, I'll give you whatever you want.
Right. Even just learning to self contain and regulate our own nervous systems and not, and realizing we are not responsible for regulating everyone else's nervous systems and making everyone else happy and comfortable. Like we're actually responsible for our own happiness and comfort.
Yeah.
I think that, when you said that it stunts the growth, it stunts the growth of the person that you're doing that to, but it also stunts your own growth and it stunts the growth of the relationship.
Yeah.
It's like stunting growth on every level. And yeah, like that I'm all about growth. So to me, it's like, what's the fun in that?
Yeah. What's the fun in staying in the same pattern, in the same cycle till you're 80?
Yeah.
It'd
Well,
be
this
like all these 8-year-olds walking around crying and whining and waiting for the person at the nursing home to give them their iPads. Can you imagine?
Oh my
Here's
God.
your, here's your iPad, Steve. Be quiet now.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. All right. Well, this has been great. It's been a good
It's so
one.
great. It has been a good one. Yeah, we agreed on basically everything.
Yeah, you never know.
You
But
never know.
never know. But yeah, so next week we will be starting with season or episode 4. We don't know how many we're gonna do yet, but probably
Yeah,
several.
probably
That's a
several.
perfect match. And then what is it now? Will it be episode 8 of The Bachelor in Paradise?
I don't even know.
I
I'm
think
not
it's gonna be
sure.
I think we just maybe did 7. Well, whichever one's current, that's the one we'll be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, Monday night's episode.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is
Right.
great. I'll talk to you later.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.